The boy woke up from the dream and thought that it was a beautiful dream, and he wanted to destroy that, to devour that, to raise that. He further thought that it would be quite unfortunate for him if he wouldn't manage to do that. He finally took a sigh of relief that his villain was finally dead. It was a story narrated by the novelist. He ended the story by saying a pathetic end, befitting the most wicked villain. Nam Woo Him was the novelist, knackered of writing at the late hour of the night. He thought that with the death of the strongest villain in the world, my series was soon about to end. He talked to himself that the next chapter should wrap things up. He thought to himself that it was a miserable experience for him to write a novel which he didn't want to write, but was quite satisfied and happy that he would be able to finally call it quits after tomorrow as the novel reached its end. He further thought that he should leave his regrets behind when somebody knocked at the door. He was astonished to hear his door being knocked. He thought that it was too late for anyone to be knocking on doors. When he reached the door, he kept on asking who it was, but nobody replied, and suddenly the sound of knocking stopped. He thought that it could be some drunkard. Nam yelled, "Man, what the hell? Let's just go to bed." Suddenly the paper appeared flying from the top and then laying on the ground. He was surprised and said, "Where did this paper come from?" The paper said, "It's a gift. Please ask when you are in need." He kept on looking at the piece of paper which displayed that it was a gift. Suddenly Nam got the vision of his villain that was about to die in his novel. The villain confronted him by saying, "That's how I die. I have put in a lot of time and efforts. 10 years I spent sharpening my plate to take revenge on the people that felled my family. But still I have failed, though I'm sure that you know better than anyone." He kept saying that he lost many things like his family, friends, and lover, and gave up even more. The vision of that villain attacked Nam Woo Him out of terror. The vision asked him to do something for him. Lately Nam found himself lying on the bed. He questioned himself, did he pass out earlier? He stepped out of the bed, and then he noticed his clothes. He rushed toward the mirror to have a glance at him. He found himself in an ominously crimson head of hair and that sly mouth. The moment he saw his thin, slitted eyes that had any trace of emotion, he could tell he had possessed the body of Arsène Adel, the most powerful villain in his novel. He thought about the storyline of him novel where Arsène Adel was half-demon bloodline. Arsène family was a line of mixed blood descended from demons. They were delighted and thankful to the power that lay within their blood, as they were once one of the greatest families in the empire. However, they fell due to 6 specific families. That was the backstory of Arsène Adel and the reason he became a villain. He attempted to take revenge, but failed. That's why he brought Nam, his creator, there. Nam talked to himself that he would be dying in a few days due to his encounter with one of the knights of that 6 families. Notification of talent of Arsène Adel appeared: race, half-demon alignment, chaotic talent, position transfer, 1 traits, interest, focus, killing intent, darkness, mana manipulation, mana, 341. He thought about the talents that he bestowed to his character. Adel that they were extraordinary, but still there wasn't capable enough to be compared to the talent bestowed on the main characters. He thought that no matter how attractive the villain may be, he had no intention of letting them defeat the main character. And now he can't control mana anymore. Adel actually had put Nam into the novel as well to suffer. By thinking this backstory, he said to make the villain intimidating would come to wrap around his own throat. Nam was still confused when he saw the paper again that had appeared earlier before Adel put him into the novel. He thought that the paper early said that it was his gift, and he could use it when he would be needing it the most. He again lifted the paper and found that it was empty this time. He said, "Why, it's blank. Where did the text go?" Suddenly he got the message, "Creator. If you do not know how to use the gift, please answer yes or no." Nam came to know that it was Adel. Adel made clear again that to write down yes or no on the paper. Nam got frustrated as he was being ignored by Adel. Nam was further told that he would answer everything written on the paper. Some questions would not have a price, but some do. That particular thing was called information purchase. The first question that Nam written on the paper was, how to return back to the real world. He got an answer, impossible. He then asked for a detail to use mana and how to use Adel's traits. He got the answer, mana manipulation and the method of using your trades have been imprinted into your body creator. Will you accept? Yes or no? Nam accepted by writing yes as he could feel mana in himself. The first trait was the ability to take away someone's 5 senses, and this was known as darkness. The next was the power to restrain opponents with aura, and this was known as killing intent. Nam successfully felt that ability in himself too. He thought that knights or trained soldiers would be able to withstand that, but it would work on ordinary people at least. Now he just needed to get the designation of Adele, as his talent was Position Transfer 1. He tried to attempt to acquire that position, but he fell down. He realized that it couldn't be done at once. He was determined to make it happen by doing as many times as required. He kept on doing it again and again. On the counter side, the knights were getting ready to kill him. At the Arson family estate in Leon County, Captain Feltz stormed in, his anger palpable. "Where is he?" he demanded. Nam, in the room, replied that I am in this room. Captain Feltz's inquiry about his state was met with a response that the boy hadn't moved for days. The captain entered the room with a contingent of knights and saw Nam standing. Nam sneered. "You are here, Sir Feltz. You must not have any intention of letting a young kid live, right?" Captain Feltz retorted. "How absurd!" Before ordering his knights to eliminate Nam. The knights drew their swords, but Nam's talent for Position Transfer 1 designate suddenly activated. With swift precision, he killed one of the knights using his skills. Captain Feltz was visibly shaken, yelling for his men to apprehend Nam. As Nam fled, Captain Feltz shouted, "He is running away!" "Chase him!" Nam sprinted toward the Arson forest, pursued by the knights. He thought to himself, even if I manage to evade the knights and escape the territory, survival is unlikely. Instead, I'll head through the gate in the forest to the demonic realm. The demonic realm, battered by war with humans, might offer Nam a chance if he could demonstrate sufficient talent. Meanwhile, the knights on horseback entered the Arson forest, spreading out to search for him. Nam, hiding nearby, pondered the gate's location, realizing he hadn't specified its exact position. As Captain Feltz found him, Nam thought frantically. I have only 1 or 2 position transfers left, and I need to find the gate urgently. In desperation, he wrote on a paper, "Tell me the exact location of the gate that leads to the demonic realm in the Arson forest." The response came, "That information has a price. Pay with 100 gold coins or an artifact with the rank of relic or above." Nam was terrified, lacking both. The knights apprehended him, asking, "Did you run away because you wanted to live?" Captain Feltz declared, "Arson Adele, you will die here today, whether you like it or not." Nam retorted that he wasn't going to die, as he still had 1 method left. Captain Feltz dismissed this as childish, saying, "Resisting until the end doesn't symbolize the patriarch." Nam taunted, "Why are you acting so dignified when you're just a bunch of adults chasing 1 kid? Maybe you should consider a career change to nanny?" "Oh, I guess that would be difficult for you." Captain Feltz's face turned red with rage. "I was going to send you off without pain, but now I'll pierce your heart with the sword granted to me by Count Leon." As he pointed his sword at Nam, Nam seized it and used it as payment for the demonic gate. The paper displayed, "Thank you for paying the price, assessed to be barely more than the required price, guiding you to the gate of the demonic realm in the Arson forest." Captain Feltz was stunned. Nam followed the guidance, and the knights chased him, but he managed to enter the gate of the demonic realm. Captain Feltz yelled, "I'm not going to spare you alive this time." Nam replied mockingly, "You're going to catch me soon?" before disappearing into the demonic realm. While sitting in the demonic realm, Nam kept on thinking how much time had passed after waking up from passing through the gate. He was inside the dungeon. He thought, it's a man-made dungeon that someone created, secret demonic arts place. Why is there jerky in a stone but in a place like this? He talked to himself if it was made by someone protecting a treasure. He further observed that there was a barrier that deflected blades from the front and stone guardian. He said, I don't know which high-ranking family made this, but it's full of strange aspects, and that guardian is security just to look at. If I go for it now, I might get destroyed. In the meantime, the paper appeared by displaying, this is the one time you will receive a penalty. You cannot offer objects that are not in your possession as the price. Not following this will result in formation exchange not taking place. Nam thought about Adele that he was insane. He was surprised that he was letting it go this time. His attention returned back to that stone wall that seemed strange. He started to sense the thing as Adele. As soon as he touched the stone wall, he got a message that he didn't have the right. He was thinking about the ways to get rid of that dungeon. Suddenly his eyes fell on the big stone and he thought that it could be the one that fell off the guardian. He said, "Well, if it is stone, perhaps things might go my way." He activated his position transfer one move, and then he managed to open another door. He was more than happy because his technique worked. He was surprised to see there was a palace ahead. Inside the palace, within the demonic realm, Bear's family patriarch Crete was roaming and talking to himself. As he said, "It sure is busy, perhaps because my daughter is attempting to raid the mid-level hidden domain soon. This is tricky. If she succeeds, she'll receive the right to enter the Satan." He was depressed about his daughter being entered at the Satan because Satan was a demonic realm school. He kept on thinking, but even if I order her to fail, she'll go against my words. That is because only through entering Satan will she be able to get revenge on the humans who killed her mother. That people think, will she be able to survive in a place where only demon-like bastards gather? The patriarch was so disturbed about his daughter's survival in the demonic realm. In the meantime, a girl entered by yelling that there's trouble. He asked what was that in a very furious tone. She replied, "I apologize. We heard news that there is someone unidentifiable in the hidden domain right now." The patriarch was stunned to know this piece of news. The girl kept on telling him, "Yes, there are no traces of them having opened the door to enter, so everyone is confused." "Has the identity been revealed?" Patriarch asked. The girl replied, "So they touch the function that only you can use from the inside, but we don't know who." Patriarch was thinking about the one who entered that door. He thought, perhaps he was forcefully summoned to the gate that was made during the human-demon war. He told the girl, "He will die anyway, so no need to worry about it. You guys just focus on preparing for my daughter's exam." The girl nodded. Patriarch thought that if things went well, he would get a good pawn. On the other hand, Nam was struggling while coming out of the hidden domain. He was surprised, but how did he survive? He thought that even though he came out of it, but still he was in danger. It was not easy for him to get out of that trouble. There he encountered a wolf made of the stone. He again activated his position transfer 1 to attack that wolf back, and it worked again. He kept on running and fighting in order to find an exit. He came to know that there was a mission at every stage, as this time he encountered a giant four-legged monster and it seemed more dangerous than the wolf. He kept on running and fighting by using position transfer talent, and at the end he managed to reach the end and was welcomed. He was surprised by that welcome note as he said, "What? You welcome an intruder? What the? It seems like a boss room. Is there someone in there?" When he entered that boss room, he found a Death Knight. He thought, based on his face, he seems to be similar to Feltz. Death Knight said, "I express my respect for coming here." Nam activated his position transfer 1 designate, and he kept on running in order to get the treasure box. Nam thought, "Treasure box is bigger than I thought. There's also an ornament with the black dragon engraved on it. Wait, a black dragon ornament. Where have I seen that before?" Nam kept thinking about the black dragon. He remembered that it was of the highest-ranked demon families. There was sloth, lust, gluttony, wrath, envy, and greed. He talked about 7 deadly sins, including the bear's pride. He thought about the Death Knight, that if it captured him, he would not be able to survive. He wanted to empty the box and run, as the box contained many useful items to escape that place. In the meantime, the Death Knight attacked him brutally and strongly than his expectations. Nam Wu Him was lying on the ground with the sword in his hand. It was an extreme pain because of his encounter with that demon. He thought how much time had passed since he was out. He felt that his left eye had popped out. He came to know that he got a black eye. Suddenly he was informed by the notification of his talent state. He got the Eye of Super Baya. Notification of talent of Arson Adele appeared. Race: half-demon alignment. Chaotic talent. Position transfer 1. Traits: interest, focus, Killing intent, darkness, mana manipulation. Eye of Superbia. Mana, 341. Eye of Superbia was actually an extreme increase in dynamic eyesight that usually activated after killing an enemy. He was so delighted because with this he was never going to lose to the group of people weaker than him. He thought, not bad. I made the right choice coming to the demonic realm. I have gotten everything I need. I should head out now. I was focused on the chest, but there was a door behind here. What should I do? I made some commotion, so tons of troops will be waiting outside. I'll die if I head outside. He kept thinking if he needed to kneel faster than light for his life. He knew that if they found that he was from Arson family, they were going to kill him even if he begged for mercy. He thought about hiding that insignia on his neck that was key symbol of Arson Adele. He was standing at the opening of the door when the demon beside him yelled, "Open the door now! Her Highness is coming! Quickly open the door!" Nam thought, what? Her Highness? Wait. Could the reason they said they welcome jerkies or rock beds be because this place must be a domain created by the higher families for testing? He started to write on the paper as he wanted to know who owned that domain. He further said that he stole the reward they should have gotten, so they would cut him into the pieces on the spot. He wrote, "Tell me who the closest character to me is." He got an answer. That information has a price. Pay with something that has a value of 100 gold coins, or an artifact with a rank of relic or above. He was surprised to hear the price again, and then he wrote, "Mana. I'll pay with 100 of my max mana. It's going to be rough, but I can always recover once I survive." Adele replied, assessed to be satisfactory. "I am taking 100 of your mana, creator." He then said, "The closest figure to you is Renee, the youngest daughter of Crete Bares, the patriarch of the Bares family." Nam got confused as he thought his life was about to be finished, and he came to know that this domain was created by Reen's father for her practice, and the Eye of Superbia must be her reward for when she would finish the domain. He thought Renee, who has sufficient authority within the Bears family, is going to cut down the Guardians like butter and show up in front of me. Still, he decided to fight back for his survival. Renee cut down the Guardian and entered the domain. She found a human inside the domain. She asked, "Who are you?" Nam replied, "I was appointed as a guard by the Patriarch. I congratulate you on clearing the domain. You have finally become worthy." In the head he thought that even though their eyes met, but still she didn't seem to recognize the Eye of Superbia. He further thought that he was going to use her to get rid of that place. He had shown her some of his skills in order to gain her trust and said to her, "I believe I will be useful in protecting you, Miss Renee." He further said, "Please head to the Patriarch right away. He's waiting for you. Then I'll be on my way to take care of other tasks the Patriarch has interested me with." In his head he was profound with the thought of getting out of there as soon as possible. As soon as he opened the door and entered, he was surprised to see Crete was standing there with a number of knights with him. Nam was surprised and confused. He started to look downward as he thought, if Crete Woodman is to look at the Eye of Serbia that he took, he would kill him. Crete asked his daughter if she had cleared the domain successfully. She answered yes, and then he asked them to follow him. Nam was surprised by the instructions he got from him. He thought that it was impossible for him to shake them all off, and he was out of things to offer the paper, which meant he couldn't use its power. He then saw the Bears' mansion. Crete ordered everybody to return to their quarters, and he told Nam to wait there as he was going to call him later. Nam thought that he was being left alone, and it could be his possible chance to run away. Crete said to his daughter, "You have finished my last task. Must you enter the training facility?" Renee answered yes. Crete asked her about Nam. She replied that he was strong. Crete said, "I see. Since you have proven yourself worthy, you may now head to Saitan, as you have wished." Renee was so happy and seemed overexcited to hear that. Crete thought about Nam. I thought he would die immediately after breaking into the domain, but to survive and even claim the Eye of Superbia? There's also Reen's opinion of him. He is definitely worth using. Meanwhile, Nam was thinking how much time he needed to wait. The Patriarch summoned Nam Wuhim. A knight escorted him to Crete's presence. The patriarch scrutinized Nam from head to toe, his expression inscrutable. Nam mustered the courage to ask, "Why did you spare my life?" Crete retorted, "You cleverly fooled my daughter." With a sudden burst of speed, he attacked Nam, but the latter sensed that Crete didn't intend to harm him. Crete praised Nam's quick wit and asked for his name. "I am Adele," Nam replied. The patriarch drew him closer and injected a poison into his body, warning, "You will continue serving my daughter. Any treachery will be punished by this poison." Nam was then given a place to stay, becoming a dependent of the bear's household due to Crete's will. Grateful for his life, Nam felt used, thinking, "I need to eliminate this poison." He managed to expel the poison, which resembled a small snake, and decided to wait for an opportune moment to deal with it. As he rested, Nam checked his status window. Race, half-demon, alignment, chaotic, talent, position transfer 1 to 2, traits, interest, focus, killing intent, darkness, mana manipulation, eye of superbia. Mana, 341 times 241. He noted the upgrade in his position transfer talent, but was concerned about his low mana. After 3 days, Nam became Renee's guard. He observed her cold demeanor, a stark contrast to her brighter personality before her mother's death. When they were summoned by the patriarch, Nam speculated that it might be about Renee's entrance to Saitan. Crete expressed concerns about Saitan's dangers, stating that Renee's abilities wouldn't suffice for long-term survival. However, he offered an alternative. If Renee took Adele as her guard, he would permit her entrance. Renee refused, and Nam was surprised by her reluctance. Saitan was a demonic realm school notorious for conflicts with the Imperial School, and many students, including Renee, had lost their lives there. Despite the risks, Nam saw an opportunity to gather forces and requested the patriarch for mana. Crete surprised Nam by transferring the bear's family's mana cultivation technique to him instead of a mana elixir or artifact. "This technique might be sensitive for those of our family, but it will aid you in your role," Crete said. Nam was astonished by the monarch cultivation technique, realizing its potential value. He wondered what other secrets the bear's family held, and how he could utilize this newfound knowledge to his advantage. Crete started to read the chant of demons in front of Nam. "O demon god, grant your servant the clarity of the flow among chaos. Bestow rightful trials, and do not let the thousands of demons starve. But do not put us to the test. Should you do so, your name should be glorified." Then he moved toward the Nam and said, "A normal person would lose their sanity after hearing the chant. You really are an interesting one." He further told him about the cultivation technique, that with this technique, mana will be bestowed upon him directly by demon god, so it would enable him to get what he wanted. Nam was surprised to know about the demon god. Crete understood that it seemed that Nam belonged to the family that was related to the 7 deadly sins. Then he said, "However, now that I have planted worm poison within you, it wouldn't matter even if you were a spy." Nam himself didn't remember that if Adele family was related to the 7 deadly sins, because he couldn't remember making such setting. Patriarch then allowed him to leave. He found some serene place since his mana could go out of control. He started chanting demon god, as he knew once he accepted the demonic energy of the demon god, he wouldn't be able to use human mana again, and he didn't have a choice either way. Demon god appeared and said that Nam appeared to be mongrel. It continued, "I don't think you carry the blood of the child. It seems that you get the blood of the filthy traitor." Nam asked if the speaker was a demon god. "Yes," replied demon god, and told him that the world called him the god of pride. Nam further asked if he was planning to kill him. Demon god replied that if you wanted to kill him, he already could have killed him the moment he spoken, and for some reason, he wanted to keep him alive. The demon god continued, "You seem to be burned with the same sin as mine. I feel a strange sense of kinship with you. I shall bestow a mark upon you who walk the same path as mine. This mark signifies that you are able to wield my power. Arrogant traitor. Make sure you don't lose your composure to pride." In the meantime, Miss Renee entered. Nam got confused to see her, and he started to fear if she had overheard the conversation between him and the demon god. Renee just said, "Dark priest." as she had seen the demon god. It's been a month since Nam had received the mark from the demon god. He checked his status window, which displayed race, half-demon alignment, chaotic talent, position transfer. 2 traits: interest, focus, killing intent, darkness, mana manipulation. Eye of Superbia mana. 241 to 1035. He was happy that his mana tripled in such a short period of time. He thought it was because of his interest and focus traits. He assumed that in a couple of years he might be able to surpass the heirs of the 6 houses of the human realm. He was overexcited because in his current state, he could even conquer that hidden domain. But he was angry about Miss Renee, that why was she training in front of his house instead of training grounds? He said, "Excuse me, miss." She answered, and yes. He was happy to know that she wasn't avoiding him anymore. He thought that she deeply misunderstood him as a priest. But this misunderstanding made sense because only dark priests in the world were able to communicate with the demon god. He was happy that she didn't know what he talked about with the demon god. But if Renee started to treat him as superior, it would be bad for his reputation. So he requested her to treat him in the same manner she used to. He told her that he was following the orders from the family head to protect her. She then rudely said, "Bring me the water." Nam was surprised with the tone. She declared that he wanted her to treat him comfortably, as for now she was very tired from the running and she was feeling thirsty. He brought her water. Nam was interested in conquering the domain, but Renee was not leaving him alone. He was running all the time as he had to act before the main character crossed over the demonic reel before him. He wanted to get hold of that treasure in order to survive in Saitan. He asked her, "How are your preparations for Saitan enrollment going?" She said why he was asking. He replied that she was going to face all sorts of vicious humans there. He further told her that he was worried for her. Miss Renee replied that she packed everything that she needed. He requested her to go back and double-check just to make sure, and he didn't want to be troubled in case she realized that she had forgotten to bring something important. She got furious and said, "What are you trying to say? Get to the point." He replied, "I'm only saying this because I'm worried for you, since I am your escort after all." She said that he was a liar and he was planning to run away from her. She asked, "Are you sick of me?" He replied that he actually heard about the domain around the area and he wanted to conquer it. Miss Renee buckled up and took her sword out and said that she wanted to go to the domain with him. She further said that they can finish within today if that was nearby. She asked him, "Where is this domain? Is it the domain of undying?"